So, are there any issues that you're seeing at this time with the pandemic?
Sure. Well, obviously, I've started to receive phone calls for individuals who believe they contracted COVID-19 at work.
Hmm.
And so this is a whole new kind of
Wow.
spectrum of cases that
Yeah.
we've never seen before. Obviously, if you believe you contracted COVID-19 at work and you're one of the fortunate ones that, gets quarantined for 14 days and you're recovered and you're able to work again, it's probably not much of a case. You've only been out 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Not to diminish that, but probably not a claim that has a lot of teeth to it. But obviously, some of these COVID cases are sadly a lot more significant. So I've got a couple cases now that have sadly resulted in death. I've got a case where a client was on a ventilator. So those are
Wow.
more significant cases, and obviously I'm pursuing those. The tricky thing about COVID-19, of course, is theoretically you can get it anywhere, right?
Hmm.
So even if you work in a hospital, or even if you work in a meat packing plant, or in an office where all six people who sit around you all have COVID, yeah, um, but someone could argue you could have also got it, at the grocery store, or at home.
Hmm.
So these are going to be, interesting cases, just kind of um, hatching at this point.
Hmm.
We're going to see how these play out, but I think particularly like the healthcare industry, I think judges would be really hard pressed to say, well, maybe they didn't get it at work. I don't I think that would be a pretty tough position for a judge to buy. So, but we'll see where these cases go. It's definitely going to be, very interesting litigating some of these cases.
Yeah, because there's no precedent for this. There's no, anything similar to this at all. And you could
Yeah.
see maybe that the healthcare industry, I can't imagine that you don't have people coming to you from the healthcare industry based on what's going on right now.
Sure. Yeah. I've had a couple of those, and sadly, one of the the death cases that I'm handling currently was someone that worked in a hospital. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be more of them, and it's really unfortunate, but you can't, it's not like a broken bone.
Hmm.
You can't catch a broken bone somewhere else.
Yeah.
You broke a bone, and we all know how it happened. Um, COVID-19 is of course a little harder to pinpoint, but um, I think the good news is my burden in these cases
Hmm.
is to show within a reasonable degree of certainty that my client contracted
Hmm.
COVID-19 at work. So it's not absolute certainty, because you can never, no medical expert could ever say with absolute certainty where someone contracted this virus. But within reasonable degree of certainty, I firmly believe I'm going to be able to prove these cases.
And I think it's going to be really interesting to watch in the next couple of months what happens in this area. If someone wanted to get a hold of you and retain your services, how would they contact you?
Well, the best way would probably be to either call 215 or you can go to on my website, Stern Cohen Law, STERN law.com, or you can email me at dstern at sterncohenlaw.com.
Dave, thank you so much for joining us. I'm actually very interested to see what happens with some of these cases going forward.
Bring me back.
I will actually. Thank
Great.
you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Berger. This is Justice for All. We'll see you next week.